Hello, welcome to the second Fancy Fridays here on STACILEA Beauty, where every Friday I am going to bring to you something that makes me feel fancy, luxurious, that style, skincare, makeup, clothes. So this week I'm trying Chanel makeup for the first time. Let's see how it applies. I'm going to start with the eyeshadow, and since I am testing it, I'm not going to put any eye primer on just to see how it applies. Box is a very pretty, very sleek, made in France. Unfortunately, Chanel is not cruelty free. This retails for $68 on the Ulta website, but what is cool is if you have the Ulta credit card, you can get points. Ooh. And so your points for it. Look at it. Okay, it comes in a velvet pouch, and it has the logo there. It just, fancy stuff just makes me feel good. By the way, if you, ooh, look how pretty it is. If you are new, hello, my name is Staci. This is STACILEA Beauty. I love all things beauty and fashion. I went to college for fashion. I worked in the fashion industry. It's a quad, and you do get 2 of the little applicators. And of course there is every little detail, which I would expect, nothing less. It has, on each side of here, it has the CC logos. Here are the shadows. The colors that I got is 79 Spice. They do have quite a few other colors. It has an 18-month shelf life. This is the pointed crease brush from Sigma E48. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to take the dark brown color and just kind of work that in my crease, and then we'll take another brush and blend it out. Do you have a favorite designer? Even if you don't own any of their products, he, she, them, you know, fashion house, beauty brand, do you have a favorite designer? I love studying Chanel. I just think that she was a fascinating woman, her story, and just how influential she was in fashion. Very pretty. Okay, goes on nice. Did you know that Chanel was the first brand to have, get this, a waiting list for nail polish? Yep, you heard me. The Rouge Noir color. First one to have a waiting list. People loved the color. And the interesting thing, that lip apply is really nice. Okay, so there we have it. Don't need to put any more on. The Sigma Airbrush Blender F63, just to blend that out. Nothing on this. In 1994, at a fashion show, a makeup artist was backstage, and she realized that all the models, none of them had nail polish on their nails. So what she did was she grabbed a black marker and used that just to get color on their nails. People loved it, so they asked for Chanel to replicate it into an actual nail polish. We're gonna go in with this color over here. I don't think they give you the color names. No, there's no names. You can still purchase that nail polish today. The color is called Vamp. I don't think I've ever tried a high-end nail polish like that before. Have you? It looks like a very pretty color. Okay, so that one, it is, you can see it. It's not a huge pigmented amount, but I feel like that's what this palette's gonna be, kind of like color, but a little bit subtle, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna just blend that out. I just think it's fascinating because Chanel, you know, made popular the little black dress, the quilted, this is not a Chanel jacket, but this is a sweater that I found at Marshall's, but it gives the vibe, and you know, like the flowers, and I don't know, did you know even that she made suntans popular because she went away on vacation and came back with a tan, and everybody was like, oh, I like that. So then sunbathing became popular. And then I'm gonna go in with the pink. Let's just kind of put that over here. I feel like it, yes, it is a subtle difference. There's a little bit more pink, but it's not, I feel like, I mean, in the pan they look different, but I feel like in person you know, it's very subtle, the difference between the kind of beigeish color and the pink. I will be trying them with different brushes and concealer underneath. And also, what I was thinking would be fun or interesting. Oh, that's a lip brush. I thought maybe what would be interesting is, let me know if you think this. I have now Chanel, a Pat McGrath palette, and a Natasha Denona palette. And I thought that it would be kind of interesting to compare them. Like Pat McGrath versus Natasha Denona or versus Chanel. Like just to kind of see on all the high-end level, like how different are they? If you could only, like if you're only going to pick one, is one of the shadows better? Or, you know, what do you think? Like, does that sound interesting? I'm going to dip this into the white color and put that more in the inner corner. I think I might try this as a highlighter too. So I did not buy a Chanel highlighter or blush. So yeah, maybe I'll just use these top two colors as that. We'll see. Okay, I think that does a little something. And I'm just going to bring that up right under the brow. And I completely forgot about the little sponge applicators, so I did use them for this eye. They do apply better, I think. You get definitely more color. I mean, it's not a huge amount. Here is the mascara box. Again, we have the black and gold. It has the logo on the back here. All made in France. It's so fancy. It has the CCs on the top. This retails for $42. When I'm testing mascara, especially for the first time, I like to not curl my lashes and see what the mascara can actually do. This is supposed to be infused with a touch of red that is supposed to add dimension to your lashes. And it says this is a click mechanics. So you may be looking and nope, you don't pull off the lid. This, let's see, you click that. I'm a sucker for packaging. I say that pretty much every video, but it's true. Click that. Look at that. Oh, all right. Cool. I can't totally see it now, but when I was first pulling it out, I feel like I could see a little. You can, okay, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can kind of on there see a little bit of a red tint. It doesn't really look like there's anything on the brush, so we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't. It really does not look like there's anything on the brush. Oh, and then you just, oh, that's so cool. You don't have to twist it down, you just push it down. That's neat. So very nice, no clumping. It didn't get on my lid. It didn't flake down. I don't know if it's Vavavoom worth a price, but we will see. And in the future, okay, I'll compare it to Pat McGrath. I have that mascara, City Beauty mascara. Is there any other mascaras, maybe like Essence, that you'd want me to compare it to? Let me know. We're moving on to the foundation now. The color that I got, this is Healthy Glow Foundation, Hydration and Long Wear, it says. 12-month shelf life. This retails for $65 for 1 fluid ounce. The color I got was BD31. It is described as a medium shade with golden undertones. Of course, we have the logo on top there, and they recommend either using your fingers or a foundation brush. They do not say anything about a beauty sponge. So I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand. There might be a little scent if it is. It's very, very minimal. It does say that this is a very hydrating formula, that it's made with 40% water, which I don't know if that's a good, it didn't break. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing to have a lot of water in the product. What do you think? Like, is it bad that it's so expensive and it's 40% water, or is that good because then that is hydrating to the skin? I don't know. might be a little too golden for me, but I think I can make it work. Well, I know I can make it work. I don't usually apply foundation with my fingers. I feel like back in the day, that's the only way we did. Let's see, let me finish blending it in. That's applied with the fingers. Now let's use a foundation brush. I have the Sephora foundation brush that I'm going to try. It is a little bit on an angle. I struggle with going a little heavy-handed a lot with product. Anyone else, is that a struggle for you? It's funny because, I don't know about funny, haha, but my mom barely puts any product on, and then I like put usually too much on at first and have to kind of, a lot of times have to wipe some of it off. Okay, I'm definitely getting more coverage with the brush than with my fingers. I feel like I'm using a little bit more product as well with the brush versus my fingers, but it's not streaking. And another time I will try it also with a beauty sponge, even though they don't mention applying it that way, but just to kind of see. It got a little bit of dryness going on there. I did not use a primer. I have a moisturizer on and some pore targeting cream from Murad, and I did not purchase a concealer, so I'm actually just going to get a little bit more foundation to apply, just go under my eye to see how that works as a concealer as well. I moved my hand on the back of the brush because I realized I had it here, and that means I'm going to apply more pressure, and since your under eye area is very thin skin, I wanted to move my hand down here, that way I'm applying less pressure. I don't know how it's looking on the camera. It seems like it's fine. The color, I feel like when I look on the screen, looks like a good color. In person, I think it might be a little too, just a tad bit yellow for me. It did not move around when I applied it with the brush on my nose. It does kind of click shut there, so I like that. It doesn't really, I mean, I would think that I would need to apply a primer right here because it kind of is sticking a little bit to the dry patch. And maybe, yeah, just like right here, I feel like I should have either used the Murad Targeted Pore Cream, or cream, or a primer. But other than that, I don't feel like it's showing that it's really like sticking to any dry patches. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to use the pink shadow as a blush. And we're going to go with it and see what happens. Okay, that is giving some coverage. I wouldn't, well, yeah, it kind of is like coverage slash highlighter. Obviously, it's not marketed as a blush, so, but if you have shadows palettes that you want to get more use out of, this is one way to do it. If they have a pink coral color, you know, try using it as a blush and see what happens. See if you like it. It's just a way to get more use out of it. Now let's see I haven't really been using a lot of highlighter lately, but let's see with this shade up here, we just put a little right there. Do we see anything? A little. So I think you could definitely use that one as a highlighter. Okay, let's go on to the lips. Here's the lip liner. It retails for $35. It is color 172. It says Longwear Lip Pencil. Now this one, I thought they were all made in, okay, everything else has been made in France. This is the first thing that's made in Germany. You get a pencil sharpener. Of course, it says Chanel. Made in Germany. And then we got the pencil. So on one end, you have the color, the pencil, and on the other end is a lip brush. I'll definitely have to compare this to some of the other lip pencils that I have, but it says that this has cottonseed derivatives in it. It feels very creamy. I do feel fancy. I will keep wearing this and do some comparisons, but here is my first impression of the Chanel. The mascara, I really like. The eyeshadow's very subtle look. I really like it. The foundation, I'm not sure, but in the lips, I've had this on a little bit now. And for me personally, like, they don't feel drying, but I probably would add a gloss to this, I think, just to get a little bit more shine. This is kind of matte, but yeah, overall, here is Chanel first impression. If you've made it this far, let me know by saying Chanel down in the comments. If you didn't see last week's Fancy Friday, you can click here to see one of my favorite lipstick luxury brands. Thank you so much. Bye.